Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So we have Crunchfish, Mojaloop, and Ripple, this one courtesy of Matthew LANY, BIS Project Polaris, CBDC systems on and offline uses Ripple Labs technology and can utilize XRP. Guys, we know that for a fact here. Take a look at this. Crunchfish is connected to Mojaloop, and that press release was from 2023. So Crunchfish digital cash integrated with Mojaloop payment platforms for financial inclusion. As you can see here, they are part of the private sector and expert section, just listing the Crunchfish CEO. And Project Polaris, securing resilient CBDC systems offline and online. Again, from October 2023. Well, guys, take a look at this, a new report here from just yesterday. Crunchfish announces and patents digital cash programmability. So what does that mean? They announced today that the next version of the digital cash SDK will enable programmable money for online and offline payments. So is this connected to Project Polaris through the BIS? Very interesting question indeed. This is specifically for central bank digital currencies and commercial payment systems. In parallel, Crunchfish has applied for a patent for payee-controlled programmable payments, enabling layer 2 programmable payments that can be verified offline with conditional settlement online. Programmability is an important new feature for CBDCs and commercial payment systems that enables money control and payment flexibility. So that's interesting. I mean, maybe not something that we as citizens are so excited about, but definitely for the powers that be, the programmability of CBDCs are something to keep the plebes in control, to make sure we pay our taxes and to make sure we are good little boys and girls. Programmability is an important feature in modern payment systems. CBDCs used to direct social benefits for specific purposes implements this by programmable money. This is supported in the next version of the Crunchfish digital cash by means of handling multiple balances in a wallet, so on and so forth. Guys, I will link this in the description of the video for you if you want to read further. And you know who's also associated with the Mojaloop Foundation? Well, Bill and Melinda Gates, their foundation is well-versed in Mojaloop and RippleNet technology. So interesting to say the least. Wanted to thank Matt just for bringing that to our attention, bringing us that Ripple connection. Now, guys, another Ripple partner, Nium. They've partnered with another company called Remote. They are a human resources platform for distributed companies, and they've selected Nium, a provider for real-time cross-border payments, to enhance their international payroll capabilities. So Nium, obviously leveraging the XRP ledger, perfect for real-time cross-border payment capabilities. So as more businesses look at new markets to power growth, the ability to hire and scale across borders is rapidly becoming a key differentiator. But for global companies, managing multi-country payroll can be complex with local compliance, technology, and cultural norms to navigate. As workforces expand internationally, even more difficult challenges arise, creating a scalable, secure, and reliable international payment model without incurring excessive foreign exchange, FX transaction costs, significant risk, and back office inefficiencies. So, this is not the first time Nium has, stepped in to help streamline real-time cross-border payments for another company. In this case, we're looking at payroll. A lot of these companies are, if they're branching outside their local jurisdiction, obviously, you're going to need to pay in different currencies. You're going to need to have that ability. Uber's a great example of that. Airbnb, another great example of an American company that has expanded globally. So you're going to need a payment system that can facilitate this. And, why not look to a Ripple partner, in this case, Nium? They have the access to the global real-time payment infrastructure. Remote can now provide its clients with multi-currency wallets, allowing funding in more than 20 local currencies and avoiding the hassle of setting up and managing local bank accounts. So that's the other thing, right? You don't want to, it gets messy with the old infrastructure, setting up a bank account and then, making sure the money's there and the transaction takes 5 to 10 business days. Instead, guys, these companies are now realizing they can use DLT technology, distributed ledger technology like RippleNet in order to fulfill the same purpose. So great news there coming from the Nium camp. I also happen to see this, guys, from Temenos, the back-end integration for banks around the world that want to engage with RippleNet. And now they're focusing on Eurobank in Cyprus. Today, they announced Eurobank Cyprus, the country's third largest bank with deposits exceeding 7 billion euros, has gone live on Temenos, completing a full IT refresh of its core and digital banking systems. The move further strengthens the bank's customer services and competitive position as the primary bank of choice across affluent, international, corporate, and wealth management segments. So this is not just for everyday retail either. This is for the big wigs, big spenders, big money. The successful transformation program gives Eurobank Cyprus an agile, future-ready banking platform and forms a group-wide IT blueprint for the other subsidiaries in Eurobank Group. It involves replacing 85% of the bank's IT landscape, and that includes Temenos Core and Digital, formerly Infinity, together with wealth management, financial crime mitigation, analytics, and payments. So here we go, guys, going live on a new Temenos platform. Here are some quotes from the executives. I will link this in the description of the video for you if you are interested in reading further. Temenos, one of the big three, in my opinion. Maybe there's actually even more than that. More Ripple partners, large Ripple partners, I guess I should say, that are responsible for really integrating the world's banking sector to get onto RippleNet DLT technology that can leverage Ripple and XRP. So some great news there coming from the Temenos camp. Guys, I also happen to see this from Currency Cloud, another Ripple partner based out of Singapore. Opal, a neobank startup, has been steadily growing in the financial hub of Singapore since its inception in 2019. Licensed as a major payment institution, or an MPI, by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, Opal offers domestic and cross-border payments, payment accounts, and e-money services. So where's the Currency Cloud connection? Opal introduced its flagship products, and that was aimed at providing small and mid-sized enterprises with an efficient and convenient way to handle international payments for cross-border banking. And B2B embedded cross-border solutions provider Currency Cloud plays a crucial role in providing the APIs necessary for a seamless and user-friendly experience. So they are mentioning that Opal is the company here that is providing this cross-border payment solution, for B2B businesses. But guys, they're mentioning it in this article that they are partnered with Currency Cloud and they are the cross-border solution for those types of payments. Guys, we know Currency Cloud is Ripple enabled. So obviously running through RippleNet in the development of the global digital business account service, Opal wanted to give SMEs the ability to make smooth and seamless cross-border collections of payments and transactions with the convenience of a single account. However, going at it alone presented several problems, and this is why they had to partner up with a company that was already integrated with the company that is going to be optimal for running the world on DLT. What's more, Currency Cloud's platform is flexible, scalable, and integrates seamlessly with ours and enables a smooth and efficient user experience. Overall, it made us more accessible, transparent, and efficient. And so, again, we're going to see a lot more of this in the coming months, years, moving forward. So great news here coming out of Singapore from Currency Cloud and their partner Opal. And here, guys, another one. It seems like we're finding loads of Ripple news today, Ripple partner news specifically. Airwallex Hong Kong increases local customer base by nearly 80% amid growing adoption for cross-border money transfers. So, as you know, Airwallex is another Ripple partner, and they've seen quite a lot of growth. They saw robust customer growth in Hong Kong, with their transacting customer base increasing by 79% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2024. Reflecting the strong customer growth, Airwallex Hong Kong also recorded a 108% year-on-year revenue increase for the first quarter of 2024. Additionally, transaction volume rose by 86% in Hong Kong, signifying continued appetite among Hong Kong business to operate internationally. So another great integration here for Ripple partner Airwallex happening in Hong Kong. I'm going to keep it brief, guys, because we got a lot to go over today, but some great news from Airwallex, Currency Cloud, Temenos, and Nium, all confirmed Ripple partners. Also, I guess I should say Crunchfish through the Mojo Loop connection as well. So lots of Ripple partnerships there. Of course, Ripple does still see the need to continue developing, and they're deciding to develop a stablecoin. This has been on their radar, I'm assuming, for several months, if not years. But now they finally, let us know, finally let the world know, the XRP community know, that they are going to be releasing this stablecoin by the end of 2024. Anders here bringing up a good point. The more stablecoins there are, the more need there will be for a neutral bridge asset. So basically bolstering up the use case for XRP. Having a lot of stablecoins fractures liquidity. This is not just me saying this. David Schwartz said this, but the BIS are saying that stablecoins leads to fractured liquidity as well. So you got to think about that, right? With more options for stablecoins, and even if they are of the same denomination like a USD stablecoin, well, there are 3 or 4 different kinds that different companies are going to use. You can't necessarily seamlessly integrate those unless you have a bridge currency, even if they are of the same denomination, right? The same way that you could just say, okay, the US dollar is the US dollar, and if you hold that reserve currency, well, we can trade in US dollars and it can go in the US dollar bank account and it all makes sense. Well, here we're actually kind of making the world, on the one hand, we're making it more seamless, but ironically, we're making it more friction induced because so now you have a whole bunch of US dollar type coins, and every country is going to want to transact in perhaps their own different ones. So this is another argument, I guess, of why we would need that bridge currency. So it gets even worse the more assets are tokenized. Thousands of crypto assets, CBDCs, having several stable coins denominated in different currencies, etc. The XRPL is designed to solve this issue of fractured liquidity, though, with XRP being the preferred bridge asset. By thickening liquidity in one neutral bridge asset, and a key component is that things like the DEX, pathfinding, auto-bridging AMMs are all native features to the XRP ledger. Considering it can support this load, the fractured liquidity won't be a problem. XRP will be the most efficient avenue to source for that liquidity. And then, well, that's when we're going to have a lot of activity on the XRP ledger. So, building on the XRPL, this is why the Apex Summit that's going on right now is important, because we get to see what is actually happening. We get to see all the developments, and we get to understand maybe a little bit better how the liquidity is going to be handled. So that was the first tweet from Anders. I got another one here, a great tweet here, talking about that world's digital reserve currency, differentiating it from a world reserve currency. So you guys know, over the last 80 to 100 years, how many ever years it's been, the US dollar has been that world reserve currency, and that is slowly shifting. Here's Anders' opinion on this. Over the years, a lot of discussions have surrounded a specific quote from Ripple Insight blog post by Miguel Viez back in 2017. And if you guys don't know what that is, I'm going to just scroll down here. Miguel Viez said, "We remain more committed than ever to the simple goal of making XRP the world's reserve digital currency." So, taking it out of the context of a world reserve currency and calling it a world reserve digital currency, Anders here says they are two different things. Some claims have been made that this would mean that this would replace the dollar. Other skeptics have claimed to this showing a high level of delusion at Ripple and amongst XRP supporters. But here's his take on the matter, based on the comments over the years, along with a focus on details. Notice the word digital, okay? Miguel Viez is not stating world reserve currency, but instead world reserve digital currency, a critical distinction there. They're not trying to replace the dollar. That should be obvious now that Ripple has a USD stablecoin, the RLUSD, or Real USD, as Brad Garlinghouse did dub it. The ultimate goal that Ripple has for XRP is for it to become a global bridge asset, or I would argue the dominant global bridge asset. This is also by focusing on what Ripple employees have said over the years as well. They're not envisioning a world with 10 different global digital bridge assets that are dominant. That would make little sense from a liquidity perspective. So again, guys, more to the point of why XRP has to be very liquid in these markets, why they are likely going to start launching a lot of this probably by the end of 2024 and into 2025. I would even say venturing further into 2025 once we're at the height of the market, maybe slowly moving in by the end of this year, but really the height of the market, the height of the liquidity is all going to happen by my estimation is September, October 2025. That could be wrong. I might have to tweak some things, but I'm letting all my Patreon subscribers know, of course, all the details of when I think, for example, the market is going to be seeing an all-time high. And I'm going to be taking metrics from various different sources this time around. I'm not going to keep it simple. Well, I'm going to keep it simple for you guys, but I'm doing the work in the background. If you guys are interested, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for my picks and my strategy. You can follow me this bull run if you are interested. I've got the total 3 chart up here, and really the liquidity builds as we see more people trading, as we see the FOMO kicking in. In 2021, it was basically the entirety of 2021 where we saw all that FOMO kick in for cryptocurrencies. And I'm thinking we're going to see something similar. This is really going to ultimately help cryptocurrencies like XRP, being that bridge asset, to maintain liquidity and then actually be used in real world use cases around the world. Let me continue with Anders' post here. Now, other users of XRP and the XRPL may have other visions and uses for the XRPL. I'm specifically mentioning Ripple's and the architects like David Schwartz's vision, so no need to comment that there are other ways to use the XRP ledger. Here's a quote from David Schwartz. "You need a neutral asset going in between CBDCs, serving as a settlement asset across jurisdictions, accepted by all because everyone accepts that they can't get the whole world to use an asset they control. So an asset that nobody controls is better than one controlled by one of their geopolitical competitors. The quote above, in my opinion, shows the role of the world's reserve digital currency. He puts digital in all caps there, while USD continues to be the world's reserve currency for a long time in the future. Chris Larson even said in an interview from early 2020 that a global bridge asset such as XRP would likely increase the demand for global top 4 currencies, since it would be so easy to swap from the smaller currencies to the top 4. So think about that too, guys. US dollar, euro, Japanese yen, and the British pound. I'm guessing those are the top 4. So think about that. You know, it was there was a lot of friction before, but think about how many of the smaller currencies want to dive in and exchange into those currencies for trading reasons. It's going to be a lot easier with XRP. So XRP as that global bridge currency would likely help USD retain its global position. I never thought of it that way, but it would actually probably help the USD be more liquid, and therefore those who want to continue to use the USD could do so in a very easy way. So let's say there's a country that is not part of the BRICS nations that is still using the US dollar that wants to trade with Russia or with India or with China. Well, they can still use the US dollar even if the BRICS countries say, no, we're not using the US dollar anymore. So it helps the US dollar retain its position. Brad Garlinghouse has constantly repeated over the years that fiat currencies are not going away. The dollar is not going away. I could continue, but just understand the difference between the world reserve currency and the world reserve digital currency, or the world digital reserve currency rather, and the role such a currency would play in the financial system. I personally don't believe Bitcoin would become the digital reserve currency. It is too slow, too expensive, lacks the features and designs of the XRPL. But guys, time will tell. So a great mini novel here from Anders giving his perspective on the XRP ledger and XRP as that world reserve digital currency. Now, that is one use case, but there is so much going on behind the scenes, guys. Ripple just released this, announced just 3 hours ago at the XRPL Apex. So 3 hours ago, as of the time of this recording, Ripple and Archax are expanding their partnership to bring hundreds of millions of dollars in tokenized real-world assets to the XRP ledger over the next year. Hundreds of millions over the next year. I don't know if you guys remember the CEO of Archax, Graham Rodford. He was saying 30 to 50 trillion could be running on the XRPL very, very soon. The tokenization of cryptocurrencies is going to happen. I think not May, but will happen by 2024. XRP drops bringing this to our attention, guys. This is a huge bombshell. How big is real world assets? Apparently 30 to 50 trillion dollars. And guys, it's going to be trading on the XRP ledger. This is coming from the CEO of Archax, Graham Rodford. And can you guess when the timeline's going to be? Let me play you this clip. Listen to this.
No, well, I'm probably a bit more bullish, but I have been for 6 years and slightly behind my original projections. But the total market is 1.4 quadrillion, everything that's ever out there. And if you start looking across any of those asset classes, they're all starting to move on-chain already. And the ease with which we've seen people interested in the money market fund, tokenized treasuries, and those types of instruments, the support for stable coins, when you're talking about replacing cash, when I see DTCC, Euroclear, Clearstream, it only takes one of them to flip onto natively digital, and that's trillions of assets on its own that move. So, tens of trillions, I think we could see. And bearing in mind it's 1.4 quadrillion, this is still a tiny slice of a huge market. 30 to 50 trillion, all on XRP, all trading on Archax.
That was a clip from a video I did 4 months ago, $30 to $50 trillion trading on Archax. So the fact that we're seeing these real world assets now being tokenized over the XRP ledger was a dream in 2018. But guys, it is now coming to fruition. This move solidifies the XRPL as a leading blockchain for real-world asset tokenization. In this tweet, again, coming directly from Ripple. Archax partners with leading financial institutions to enable tokenization of RWAs. Thanks to the extended collaboration, these institutions will be able to utilize the XRPL to tokenize their assets. Our industry is at the start of the next major adoption stage in which blockchain technology will deliver real-world utility in financial markets at scale. And to learn more, you guys can click on this link here, and I will link this in the description of the video for you. But this spells out something very, very big. Even if it isn't 30 to 50 trillion right away, hundreds of millions of dollars is a start. It is the beginning of what is to come next, and more demand for XRP is set to come in this next stage. Okay, again, down here, they say our industry is at the start of the next major adoption stage in which blockchain technology will deliver real utility in financial markets at scale, guys. So, when you hear Graham Rodford say, 30 to 50 trillion is only still a slice of the pie of the quadrillions of dollars that goes through the financial system, he wasn't joking. And now that we have an extended partnership with Archax running on the XRP ledger, that just spells success to me. Now, I happen to see this too from High Vibe on Twitter. XRP holders, this video should let you in on what is about to happen. Just a few clips, a bit of a montage on how we are to look at stablecoins in conjunction with XRP. So, it's all kind of stirring in a pot right now, ready to explode.
The Federal Reserve has a strong interest in ensuring that any stablecoin offering operate within an appropriate federal prudential oversight framework.
But when are you going to move into stablecoins?
Yes.
When?
Yes. Look, I think the stablecoin market is fascinating. Will we do or say more than that? Not today.
The Federal Reserve has a strong interest in ensuring that any stablecoin offering operate within an appropriate federal prudential oversight framework.
The potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company, is something that will deserve and will receive the highest level of regulatory expectations.
So they do not threaten financial stability or payment system integrity. We have also provided guidance to the banks that we supervise on how they should engage with their supervisors when considering use of these products. All right,
I'm going to leave it there. There's still about 1 minute and 10 seconds left to this clip, but I think I've kind of covered the most important part here. Now, you know who this is. That is Michael Barr, former Ripple advisor, and now he is supervising the Federal Reserve. We don't have a photo of him in this article, but I think you guys get the point here. Michael Barr, I don't believe he's on the board at Ripple anymore, but now he's at the Federal Reserve, and he's the one talking about these regulations. This is why, he shows up 3 times in this montage. We see Brad Garlinghouse here talking a little bit about the stablecoin before the official announcement, and then Jerome Powell, the chair at the Federal Reserve, says, we have to have the utmost in terms of, stringent, rigid regulation before we adopt a stablecoin. And the person who created this was 24-hour crypto. That's why they went after Ripple and XRP. So, perhaps a theory, a bit of a conspiracy as to why at this point in time the SEC decided to sue Ripple so that we would have the regulatory clarity by 2024 in order to make this integration a reality. Remember, guys, trillions of dollars tokenized on the XRP ledger. That number is just going to increase as we start to see this expansion globally, but also in the United States. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.